Yes, good afternoon to all of you. Okay, so in previous lecture, what we have discussed? In previous lecture, what we have discussed? Classification of different energy management strategies. Okay, we have covered the introduction to energy management strategies, that is the battery management systems, and the classification of energy management strategies. Okay, so now comparison of different energy management strategies and implementation issues of energy management strategies. Okay, with these two topics, so we can end the this chapter. With these two topics, we can end this unit. So let's go to the comparative study of different energy storage systems. Okay, new vehicular applications. Okay, namely electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles developed in recent years, thus contributing to reach the local, that means zero emissions target, and to achieve more sustainable transportation solutions. So why we are going for the new electrical transportation, new technology transportation? Okay, why we are going for the electrical transportation systems? Because to reach the zero emission. Okay, to reach the zero emissions in order to decrease the pollution. Okay, at the same time to save the fuel. Okay, in order to increase the performance and autonomy of electric vehicles. Okay, in order to increase the performance and autonomy of electric vehicles. So what means here? We are moving from the IC engine to the electric vehicles, IC engine vehicle to the electric vehicles in order to reach the target of zero emissions. Okay, so in order to reach the target of zero emission, so we need to improve the performance of the electric vehicles. We need to improve the performance of the electric vehicle. Okay, if the electric vehicle performance is not improved, okay, or not increased, then what will happening? So nobody will see the interest for the hybrid for the electric vehicles. So automatically what will happening? We cannot reach the our target, that is the zero emission target. So that's why in order to move the peoples from IC engine vehicle to the electric vehicles, okay, so we need to increase the performance of the electric vehicle. We need to increase the performance of the electric vehicle. Then only the peoples can show the interest for the electric vehicles. Okay, then only we can reach the our target zero emission. Then only we can target the our target zero emission. Clear? So, so in order to increase the performance and autonomy of electric vehicles, an extensive work has been performed on the selection of power sources and proposal of innovative energy management strategies. Proposal of innovative energy management strategies that promote energy efficiency by capturing the regenerative energy retrieved from braking and downhill. So means what we can say here, electric vehicle extensive work has been performed on the selection of power sources and proposal of innovative energy management strategies. Okay, so means we need to increase the performance of the electric vehicles. Okay, that is the we need some electrical supply, that is the power sources. Okay, the selection of power source is also important. The selection of power source is also important. Okay, so new innovative energy management strategies they have proposed to get the energy to capturing the energy from the regenerative braking concept by using regenerative braking concept. So means whenever the vehicle is moving neutral or whenever the vehicle is moving downhill or downward direction, okay. So in that cases, whatever we are having the kinetic energy, okay, that kinetic energy can be converted to the electrical energy in regenerative braking concept. Okay, this energy can be utilized. So by doing this process, by doing this way, so we can increase the energy efficiency. We can increase the energy efficiency. The most common and mature power sources candidates suitable for the electric vehicles are batteries and supercapacitors and fuel cells. Okay, so means what we can say, what are the main power source candidates? What are the main power source components for the electric vehicles? First one, the batteries. That is electrochemical energy storage devices. Electrochemical energy storage devices, that is the batteries. Okay, and electrical energy storage devices, that is the supercapacitors. Electrical energy storage devices, that is supercapacitors, and fuel cells and fuel cells. Okay, these are the main three candidates, three main what we can say, three main sources for getting the power. Okay, for the electric vehicles. Despite the power sources can be used separately, the use of multiple power sources in an electric vehicle has gained acceptance among the researchers and the automotive industry. The hybridization of power sources in electric vehicle has clear advantages even when compared with the single power source scenario. So means by comparing all these fuel cell electric vehicles and electrochemical energy batteries vehicles and supercapacitor electric vehicles, from by comparing all these three, so the researchers have been proposed that hybrid electric vehicles, okay, by using these hybrid electric vehicles, we can take the energy back, whatever we are wasting the energy in terms of heat. Okay, that energy can be converted to the electrical energy. Okay, this is the one point. And second point, in case any more energy is required by the vehicle, in case any more energy is required by the vehicle, in that cases we can take the energy from the electrical motor as well as IC engine. Okay, so means there is no burden on the any one component, that is the IC engine or electrical motor. So we can take the energy from the both machines whenever we require the high amount of energy or whenever we require the high amount of torque. So whatever, due to this all these advantages, so the the researchers have been proposed for the hybrid electric vehicles compared with the single power source scenario. Single power source vehicles means battery operated electric vehicle or fuel cell electric vehicle and IC engine vehicles. From these three vehicles, hybrid electric vehicles having the more advantages, and it is a better for the electrical vehicle transportation, and also as well as in order to improve the energy management, energy efficiency. Okay, in order to increase the energy efficiency, so hybrid electric vehicle best suitable candidate for the electrical transportation. For the electrical transportation, high specific energy sources. Okay, what are the high specific energy devices? That is the batteries and fuel cells. Okay, the batteries and fuel cells are having the high or the high energy high specific energy devices. High specific energy devices. Okay, so these batteries and fuel cells are adequate to feed the constant power loads, but they are not so efficient feeding loads with the high power demand variations. So these batteries and fuel cells, whatever the vehicles are running with the batteries or whatever the vehicles are running with the fuel cells, okay, these two components, okay, these two elements, these two equipments, that either maybe batteries or fuel cell, these two are very suitable candidates for the electric vehicle when the constant power is required. When the constant power is required. But in the case of, but load is required sometimes high power, sometimes low power, sometimes medium power. Whenever the load is required the high power demand, whenever the load is demanded high power, so these batteries and fuel cells are not suitable, are not suitable for this kind of loads. Okay, for this kind of load means high loads. Okay, high specific power source is needed. Okay, whenever the load is required the high power. Okay, or when for the high loads high specific power resource is needed. And currently for this super capacitor major candidates for providing the high specific power, means sometimes load is demanded by the high power, so this high power cannot be able to provide by the batteries as well as fuel cells. Okay, so which device can be provide the high power during the high loads? Okay, when the load is demand high power, so better super capacitor. Super capacitor is a major candidate for providing the high specific power rather than the batteries and fuel cells. Next, the association of energy sources under a hybridization concept is performed by DC to DC converters, namely two quadrant DC to DC converters for batteries and supercapacitors. So for association of energy sources under hybridization concept, okay, under hybridization concept, that means battery as well as supercapacitors. Okay, in order to get for hybridization power sources, so hybridization power means taking energy, so taking energies from different sources, maybe battery as well as maybe from the source supercapacitors. Okay, so by combining these two energy sources from the batteries as well as supercapacitors, we are using the DC to DC converter. Okay, this total topology can be called as a hybridization era DC to DC converter topology. Okay, hybridization energy, hybrid energy sources, DC to DC converter topology. So DC to DC converters are devices that convert a low voltage into the high voltage level, low voltage into a high voltage level, or conversely accordingly to the electric vehicle operation mode. So means what we can say, this DC to DC converters. Okay, what is the function of the DC to DC converters? This DC to DC converters will convert from low voltage into the high voltage or high voltage into the low voltage. Clear? For the electric vehicle operation mode. So depends upon the electric vehicle. Okay, sometimes vehicle needs a high speed, sometimes vehicle needs the low speed. Okay, whenever the speed is high speed is required, the voltage is also increased. Whenever the low speed is required, the voltage should be decreased. So whatever the electric vehicle is required, whatever the electric vehicle is operation is required, so the DC to DC converter will provide the voltage levels accordingly. The DC to DC converters will provide the voltage levels accordingly. Clear? In active parallel topology, one DC to DC converter per power source is used. The input voltage of each DC to DC converter can therefore assume different values. The input voltage of each DC to DC converter can therefore assume different values, being its output adjusted based on the shared DC link voltage value. This topology is presented in here. You can see. Okay, in active parallel topology, one DC to DC converter per power source is used. Okay, the input voltage of each DC to DC converter can therefore assume different values. Okay, but its output is to be adjusted based on the shared the DC link voltage. So here what we can say, what is the meaning of this one? Here, two active parallel topology. Okay, two active different energy storages. Okay, two different energy sources, one energy from the battery and one energy from the super capacitors. Okay, these two are connected to the DC to DC converter. Okay, and here we are using the two DC to DC converters. Okay, each source is having the one DC to DC converter. Okay, input may be a different sources. Input voltages may be different. The input voltage level may be different. Means battery will provide the one voltage level, and super capacitor will provide the one voltage level. Okay, here you can see this is the one energy storage. This is the one energy source, and this is the another energy source. Okay, this is the energy source of battery. This is the energy source of super capacitors. Super capacitor. Okay, this battery energy source is having the one converter. This battery source is having the one converter, DC to DC converter, and another one is having the another one is having the another DC to DC converter. Means another super capacitor energy source is having the another DC to DC converter. So here input is DC and output is also we are getting the DC. Output is also we are getting the DC here. Okay, but here you can say, sir, here the motor we are using the motor here, and this motor is getting the three-phase supply. Okay, the motor is connected to the three-phase supply, but here you are saying this is the DC, output is also DC. So how it can give the three-phase to the motor? So here we are using the inverter. Whatever we are converting from DC to DC, and this DC is given to the inverter, and this inverter is again converted to the AC. This inverter is again converted to the AC, and this output of this inverter may be a single phase or three phase. Okay, and if it is a three phase inverter, so we can convert DC to three phase AC, and this three phase AC is given to the power electrical motor. This three phase AC is given to the electrical motor. Okay, this is the DC to DC converter. So here also same way, if battery is having the one voltage level, for example, it is maybe 10 volts, it may be 50 volts, or it may be 100 volts, it may be 20 volts, or it will have a maybe it will have a same values. It is also 50 volts, it is also 50 volts. That is, if the battery voltage level is, for example, 50 volts. Okay, so the voltage level of the super capacitor may be 100 volts, maybe 100 volts. Okay, if this battery voltage level may be 100 volts, and the super capacitor voltage level may be a 40 volts, like this. Means input voltage levels may be different for each source Okay, but output is same. So whatever we are getting the common output from the two DC to DC converters, whatever we are getting the common output from these two DC to DC converter, that will be the same, because these input voltage levels are adjusted and and it will convert this same voltage level. This DC to DC converter will convert same output voltage levels, and this output voltage of the DC to DC converter is given to the inverter circuit. Is given to the inverter circuit. Okay, and this inverter will convert from DC to variable AC, and this AC is given to the electrical motor. This AC is given to the electrical motor. Okay, so here we can use it as an electrical motor by using the inverter. Otherwise, we can use it as a DC link circuit. Okay, so that may be a resistance. We can connect the load. Okay, so whatever the current is coming from the batteries. Okay, when the switch S1 is closed, the current is flowing through this one. Okay, and whatever the energy is coming from the super capacitors, the current is like coming like this. If S3 is closed, okay, this is represented by ISC, and this is represented by I battery. I battery means whatever the current is coming from the batteries. Okay, and these two are uh, connected to the same circuit like this. Okay, this is the I total. I is equal total current. I is equal to total current. I is equal to I battery plus I SC, super capacitor current, battery current plus super capacitor current. Okay, and this total current is flowing through the common circuit, maybe a DC link circuit, or maybe it will flow through the inverter. Okay, so like this way, it will be operated like this way. This DC to DC dual energy, dual source topology, dual source DC to DC converter. Clear? Okay, this configuration is required the an accurate energy management strategies. Okay, so this is also part of the energy management strategy. This is also part of the energy management strategy. Okay, managing the amount of power that each source should give to and or receive from the DC link for all the electric vehicle operation modes. So what we can say here, these are the one type of energy management strategy. This is the one type of energy management strategy. Okay, this type of energy management strategy, managing the amount of power that each source should give to or receive from the DC link or all electric vehicle operation modes. Okay, these two energy sources will share the equal voltage levels or will share the different voltage levels. Okay, for example, what I said here, if electric vehicle require the 100 volts to operate these electric vehicles. Okay, we require the 200 volts, for example, 200 volts. So, for example, if the super capacitors provide the 150 volts, the super capacitor will share the 150 volts, and remaining 50 volts will share by the batteries. Remaining 50 volts will share by the batteries. So 150 plus 50 is equal to 200. So next, if the battery is sharing the 100 volts, if the battery sharing the 100 volts, and the super capacitor voltage, super capacitor also share the 100 volts. Okay, 100 volts. Okay, if the output is required, output power is required. For example, 50 kilowatt, 50 kilowatt output power is required. If the battery can be able to provide the 15 kilowatt, if battery can be able to provide the 15 kilowatt, so remaining 35 kilowatt will be shared by the super capacitors. Remaining 35 kilowatt will be shared by the super capacitor. Okay, if the battery will provide the 35 kilowatt, the battery will provide the 35 kilowatt, and remaining 15 kilowatt is output power is shared by the battery. Shared by the battery. Clear? So like this way, this is also one type of energy management strategy in order to share the voltage levels to the electric vehicles mode. So energy management strategies in a multi-source system should consider the power sources response under different power demands profile, aiming to increase the battery state of charge and keeping the supercapacitor the optimum state of charge, as well as the maximizing the available energy of both systems. So whatever we are using the multi-source systems here, whatever we are using the multi-source concept, so the aim of this concept is to increase the battery state of charge battery performance and supercapacitor performance, as well as whatever the power is required, whatever the power is demanded by the motor. That is, for fulfilling all these requirements, we are going for the concept of DC to DC dual converter, dual source power technology, dual source topology. So this dual source topology is the one type of power energy management strategy. Energy management strategy, because we are doing the energy management, we are doing the we are managing the energies. We are managing the energies here. ओके अगर एक जगह से कम आ गए तो दूसरे जगह से एडजस्ट करते हैं, दूसरे जगह से कम आए तो इधर से एडजस्ट करना है, ये इसी को बोलते हैं अपन मैनेजमेंट. क्लियर? The energy management problem in hybridized sources electric vehicle is generally simplified using the prior knowledge of the vehicle route and consequently the requested power values. Example, bus or tramway journeys. Okay, example, buses or tramway journeys. For this type of applications, some authors presented the power management strategy based on the disaggregation of the power demand signal using its frequency information on the DC link voltage regulation for the driving cycles. What did we see here? Whatever the energy management problem in hybridized sources, electric vehicles generally simplified using the prior knowledge of the vehicle route and consequently requested for the power values. Okay, so vehicle route make in which the vehicle is going, in which route the vehicle is going, and the vehicle is required how much power, the vehicle is demanded how much power. Okay, so for this, for doing the energy management, okay, or power management strategy based on the aggregation of power demand signal using its frequency information and the DC link voltage regulation for the non-driving vehicle cycles. So means whenever we are in the DC link capacitor, okay, DC link voltage, or by connecting the capacitor across the DC circuit, what we can say, whenever the voltage is required by the load, whenever the voltage is required by the load or vehicle, so if the voltage is we are getting the less voltage, we are getting the less voltage from the energy source, then that time we can add some amount of voltage from the DC link voltage. Then that time we can add some amount of voltage from the DC link circuit. So in which in DC link we are using the capacitors. We are using the capacitor, or we are connecting the capacitor DC link. So like this way you can see here. Okay, this is the DC link. Okay, by connecting this DC capacitor across the DC circuit, so whenever the voltage, whenever we are getting the less voltage from any one energy source, so that time we can add or we can take the some amount of voltage from this capacitors. It means this capacitor will added some amount of voltage into the system. Okay, it is clear. If we are getting the high voltage from the source, so then that time it will take the some energy, it will take the some voltage, means it will store the some voltage. Okay, जब चाहिए तब देते हैं, जब नहीं चाहिए तब वो स्टोरिंग करते हैं. Okay, that is the meaning of the DC link capacitor. Okay, so by using this DC link capacitor also we can manage the energy levels. Also we can manage the energies for the electric vehicles. However, this approach presents limitations and requires an accurate sizing of the energy sources and the vehicle to be effective, generally leading in an oversize of the source with a high source power, high specific power. So whatever we are having the DC link circuit. Okay, by using this DC link circuit, we are managing the energies for the electric vehicles and electric vehicles. It will have some limitations. It will have some limitations. It requires the accurate size of the energy source. Okay, accurate size of the energy source. onto the vehicle to be effective, generally leading to the oversize the source with a high specific power. Another key aspect is the maintenance of the journey conditions and the resultant power profile demanded. Daily variation in the number of passengers and traffic conditions caused by the traffic jams and start and stop events preclude the use of these type of strategies in real and road mobility. So another aspect here, maintenance of the journey conditions and resultant power profile demand. It means this power profile demand is varies depends upon the conditions. Okay, depends upon the number of passengers are traveling in that vehicle, and depends upon the traffic condition, and depends upon the urban areas or highway areas. Okay, they depends upon all these condition, number of passengers, means the load variation, maybe traffic areas, maybe urban cities or urban areas or highway areas. So the power profile is demand is different. Okay, the power profile is demand is different in different, it depends upon the situation, depending upon the condition, that is depends upon the passengers, traffic or highways or cities, and so on, etc. Okay, due to these drawbacks of energy management strategies are required. Due to these drawbacks, energy management strategies are required for actual applications offering good solutions for practical purposes and effective distributions of embarked energy. So that's why whatever we are having all these drawbacks, whatever we are having all these drawbacks, okay, the energy management strategies are required. The energy management strategies are required. Clear? So because sometimes the vehicle is demanded by the high power, sometimes the vehicle is demanded by the high power. Sometimes the vehicle is demanded the low power. Okay, sometimes one energy source can be shared the that much of power, and sometimes another that source cannot be shared that much of power. So for managing all these energies, we need the energy management strategy. We need to implement the energy management strategy. Some approaches tend to focus some approaches tend to focus more on feasibility of methods in embedded systems, enabling power sharing decisions in real time for multiple energy storage systems to enable the optimum power flow. To enable the optimal power flow. Okay, for instance, in the management strategies are based improve the management architecture in which the dynamically restricted search space strategy coupled with the simulated annealing technique is exploited to accomplish the goal optimization of the energy management systems. So for solving all these, for managing the energy levels for the electric vehicles and every electric vehicles, okay, so we need energy management strategy. We need to design the energy management strategy. Okay. Implementation issues of energy management strategies. Implementation issues of energy management strategies. With the rapid development of economic and people's living standard, with the rapid development of economic and people's living standard, the total amount of vehicles is continuously increasing. Currently, the most common vehicle type is still the conventional vehicles. Currently, the most common vehicle type is still the conventional vehicles, okay, powered only by the internal combustion engine. Okay, with the rapid development, with the increase of development, economic of the and people's living standard, okay, so day to day, or day by day, the people's living standard is also going to changes. The economic conditions also going to changes. So due to people's living standard and economical issues, okay, so the uh, purchasing of the vehicles are continuously increasing. Okay, purchasing of the vehicles are continuously increasing. So but still still the purchasing of the vehicles is increasing, but which vehicles are mostly increasing in the market, mostly purchasing the market? That is the still internal combustion engine vehicles, internal combustion engines vehicles still in selling in the market compared with the electric vehicles. Okay, then many social issues come, such as excessive consumption of oil resources and serious environmental pollution. The above issues have aroused worldwide attention and brought great challenges to the automobile industry. Therefore, automobile companies all over the world are dedicated to develop the efficient new energy vehicles. So still the IC engine vehicles are selling in market more and more compared with the electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles. So due to this, many social issues are come. Social issues, there may be environmental issues, there may be a fuel shortage, okay, that may be a fuel prices. Okay, so it will be impacted on the other what we can say, it will be impact on the economical condition of the common peoples. Okay, so due to all these some issues, social issues, so the world is attention, the worldwide has taken the attention in order to bring the new transportation system, that is the electric vehicle transportation system and hybrid electric vehicle transportation system. And also they are planning to give the to increase the to boost up the automobile companies in order to increase the electric vehicles or energy vehicles or hybrid electric vehicles like that. New energy vehicles may include hybrid electric vehicles, plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, okay, battery electric vehicles, or fuel cell electric vehicles. So already we have seen all these things. We have seen the what are new energy vehicles means electric vehicles. Again, the types of electric vehicles: battery operated electric vehicles, plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, okay, fuel cell hybrid electric vehicles, and so on. All these new energy vehicles, battery operated electric vehicles, into the best choice for the reducing the fuel consumption. Okay, among these three vehicles, three types of vehicles, maybe fuel cell, maybe battery operated, or plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. From these three, battery operated electric vehicle best choice for reducing the fuel consumption, because in hybrid electric vehicles we require the fuel. Okay, improving the air quality and reducing the emissions in the future. However, due to the immature battery technology, the performance of battery electric vehicle is greatly limited by the battery capacity. So, but regarding the environmental issues, the battery electric vehicle is main best choice. But due to the shortage of battery, okay, due to the not much technology of the batteries, means what we can say, still we are not having much technology to store the electrical energy to traveling the long distances, to do the journey for long distances. So whatever all these drawbacks, these are the limited limits of the battery electric vehicles. Okay, so whatever in order to overcome these limits by the battery electric vehicles, so we are going for the concept of hybrid electric vehicles. We are going for the concept of hybrid electric vehicles. Okay, so again, these hybrid electric vehicles, we are having some architecture, different architecture. There is a series type of hybrid electric vehicle, parallel type of hybrid electric vehicle, series parallel hybrid electric vehicle. Combines all these characteristics of serial hybrid powertrain and parallel one, which is widely used in the passenger cars. Based on the above description, it's not difficult to find out the fuel saving principle of hybrid powertrain. The principle is that the hybrid electric vehicle or plug-in hybrid electric will frequently switches among the different working modes. Frequently switching among the different working modes. Okay, then the electromechanical energy would convert the hybrid powertrain. Energy management strategy made in the electric vehicle control and governing the energy flows. Hybrid powertrain important in the designing an efficient hybrid electric vehicle or plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. So means to managing the energies in the electric vehicles or hybrid electric vehicles, Okay, we need to design the energy management strategy. Okay, for sharing the energies from one source to another source in order to maintain the constant power or high power which is required by the vehicle. So for that purpose, we need to design the energy management strategies. We need to develop, we need to put concentrate, we need to do the research on the energy management strategies. Okay, so these energy management strategies need to meet the following requirements: optimize the energy flow in the vehicles, minimize the hybrid electric vehicles or plug-in hybrid electric vehicle emissions. Okay, can estimate the remaining energy and mileage. Clear? So this energy management strategy should be fulfill all these requirements. What is the requirement? First one is the energy flow in the vehicle. So how the energy should flow from engine to vehicle or a motor to vehicle or battery to vehicle and so on, etc. Okay, or vehicle to battery. So all these things should be managed by the energy management strategies. And the second aim of this energy management strategy is to minimize the hybrid electric vehicles or plug-in hybrid electric vehicle emissions, because so we cannot reach the zero emission. We cannot reach the target of zero emission by using the hybrid electric vehicles or plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, because even in hybrid electric vehicles or plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, we need fuel. We are using the fuel. So whenever we are using the fuel in the vehicle, so we cannot reach that our target, that is the zero emission. So in order to reach the target of zero emission, so we need to minimize the hybrid electric vehicles and plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. We need to minimize. Okay, in order to for minimizing these hybrid electric vehicles or plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, we need to improve the battery management systems or energy management systems. Can estimate the remaining energy and mileage. Okay, for example, we are using the batteries, or whatever in the vehicles. Okay, how much energy is remaining? It should be checked. It should be monitored by the each and every interval. It should be monitored by the energy management strategy or battery management system should be monitored at each and every interval of the battery capacity. What is the charging capacity? What will be the charging remaining? How much energy is remaining? Okay, how much mileage it can give? How much distance it can travel? Okay, and what will be the state of charge? What will be the state of health of the battery? Okay, so what will be the voltage level of the each cell? What will be the current sharing of the each cell? What will be the current sharing of the battery? What will be the voltage sharing of the battery? So all these parameters should be monitored by the energy management strategy or battery management systems. Okay, these are the okay, to maximize all the overall vehicle efficiency, the design of energy management strategy is a challenging task. Okay, the design of energy management system is challenging task. It is not very easy. It is not very easy. Okay, a large number of researchers have made great contributions to the energy management systems and have been pursuing efficient energy management strategies to realize better performance of electric vehicle and plug-in electric vehicles. Means in order to design, in order to get the maximum efficiency from the hybrid electric vehicles or battery operated electric vehicles, the need of energy management strategy is very important. The designing of energy management system is not it is not easy. Okay, it is very difficult and it is a challenging task. It is a challenging task. That's why a number of researchers, okay, the number of researchers are doing the research on this energy management systems, and they are contributing their great efforts. Their efforts is contributing toward the energy management strategy. Okay, in order to increase the efficiency of the vehicle. In order to increase the efficiency of the vehicle. Okay, so efficiency increase means the performance of the vehicle is also going to be increased. So this is the simple information regarding energy management strategies. Energy management strategies. Okay, thank you all of you. You can leave the meeting. Syllabus completed. Okay, syllabus is completed. If any lectures